Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Mary, and I have not been doing any of my videos in a long time. Well, you know, summer came and summer has left, I think. So I keep looking over there, I need to look over here. Anyway, so today, I just want to show you that I am going to be making some bread. And sometimes I make my own recipes. I'm having to look down because this tripod won't go up any farther. So this is probably reading backwards. But this is from the Prepared Pantry. And no, I don't have a big enough channel or enough subscribers in order to recommend anything. And I don't have an Amazon store or anything like that. So just, you have to bear with me. You could probably buy this on Amazon, I'm not sure, but it would probably be best to order from the company if you like to make your own bread. And the other thing is, this is for bread machines, or you can mix it up yourself by just using a regular mixer and probably using a kneading, what do you call it, a little kneading arm thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and make this, and I'll just let you follow along with me then. So this calls for 1 1/4 cup of water and heating it up to 80 degrees. And to make sure that you have at least 80 degrees, I recommend this is a meat thermometer, but you can also use it as to do your water, unless you have one of those handheld ones, and that you can, you know, shoot it and see what the temperature is. So I know this is not a real great angle. I'm not really sure how to make this go down. There we go, I guess, like that. See, it's been such a long time that I've done this, and I have to kind of rethink how do I do things. So this calls for 1 1/4 cup of water. So I have a pitcher of water over here, but this is, you know, what do you call it, filtered. So 1 1/4 is what we need. And that's right about that level. Okay, so you're probably thinking, well, where's the yeast? Well, the yeast is in this bag. And no, this is not the only package that I had ordered. I have a box over there that I had ordered, a whole bunch of them. These are just really nice to have on hand. You know, if you get kind of like, I don't think I really want to look for a bread recipe, you know, and use my own flour and things like that, which you'd want to use bread flour. Of course, you can't see me, but see the lower half of me though. How about that? See, it comes with its own yeast. So anyway, this is just a impromptu video, and I don't have any way to edit my video or anything like that. I don't have any, I have to go way over here. I don't have any paid anything where you can pay for a video editing tool or anything like that, program. I just kind of shoot off the cuff, and we'll just see what happens then. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in my microwave and heat it up then. And you don't have to wait for me to do that, so I'll put you on pause then. Okay, so I did this in the microwave, and I'm going to use my little tool here. This is probably going to be over 80, I would imagine. Oh yeah. So we're going to let it cool off a little bit. You don't have to add any water to that or anything. Why is it when I start something, I always get a little bug in here? So I should have already had this out thawing, but I didn't. So you can either use unsalted butter or you can use salted butter. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into all that. It'd be nice to have a way to edit my things, but I just don't have that at all. So this calls for 3 tablespoons of butter, and you're gonna wanna heat up your butter, unless of course your bread machine has a way to heat things up. I'm gonna take this thing here. Should already have all my, things together, but I didn't. Oh heavens. Okay, good. Our weather today is overcast because we got some much needed rain. We've had a bit of a drought, and I'm ready for the weather to actually change. So yes, I'm going to put this in the microwave and I'm going to melt it. I'm going to stop that. You're probably wondering where my bread machine is, and it's actually on the other side of the room. Because this is actually my air fryer here. We had to have room. I have a very, if I've said it in my other videos, I have little space in which to work. But it doesn't really bother me too much. I need to find that thing to put my butter in. Ah, here it is. That's pretty much done there. Okay, let's go ahead and check this again. I love this. It's Farberware, and it's a great way to figure out where the lines are to measure. Well, that's still pretty hot there, so it's gonna have to cool off just a little bit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we have to put in our, we have to add, with these mixes, you have to put in your water, then your mix, then your butter, and then your packet of yeast, and then you put it into your bread machine. Sorry that this is just kind of driving me cuckoo. Hope you don't mind an impromptu video. So with this water being rather warm, I don't think it's really going to matter a whole lot because it'll probably cool off some to put it in there. You don't want your stuff too hot, and you don't want it too cool either. It's still registering kind of right in the 90s. So I put my water in there, and now we put in our mix. I like to check my directions to make sure I'm doing it correctly. Yeah, I got everything out. And then I go ahead and put in my melted butter. That's all melted right there. And of course, I put them, where did I put those? Oh, right here. I just have to look around. these kind of overcast days with a little bit of the drizzly type of rain always kind of makes me a little bit sleepy. So I tend to nap. Okay, so that's all in there. So we go over my checklist again. Of course, the water was a little bit still warm, but that's okay. And I put in my melted butter. And I put in my my mix. Yeah, water, mix, butter, and your packet of yeast. We got it all in there. So we're going to put this on basic white or white bread setting. So now I'm going to bring you over here, but I'm going to pause you first, okay? Okay, so basically everything is in this pan and it's ready to go. You're just going to make sure that this is securely in here. Put that down. Of course, make sure your unit is plugged in, which it is. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'll go ahead and bring this over here. This is called an Elite Gourmet. And I used to have, many, many years ago, I used to have a Zojirushi. The problem with the Zojirushi, and if you've ever owned one before, they're excellent machines. Now this, I had my Zojirushi probably back in the 1990s. And I love that machine. That was before they got horrendously expensive. So anyway, I had my Zojirushi for many, many years and it worked great. I used to make jam in there and all kinds of things. But what happens sometimes is the little inside of your bread pan, there's a little propeller that propels your bread dough around. And what had happened was, because it's made out of pot metal, and so it kind of got and kind of rounded itself off in there, making it so it wouldn't fit in the pan very well. So before I go on to that, let me go ahead and do this. I can bring you over here so you can see. Okay, so you can see it has all kinds of different settings. We're going to put this on, it's already on 1. So 1 is basic. We're going to pick the weight, which is 2 pounds, right there. And we need to pick our color setting. We don't like ours to get too dark, because then it just becomes too hard to try to eat. Then all we have to do is hit the start button. And then, as you can see, it starts going. And this will knead and bake and everything in the pan if you're not familiar with bread machines. Okay. So what I want to say about this is an Elite Gourmet. Well, what happened to my Zojirushi was that once that little propeller thing kind of got out of, it kind of, what do you want to say, it wouldn't lock into place. So it can't knead your bread very well. And to buy one of those new, it'd be pretty expensive. So I had to kind of just, you have to kind of think about things like that, So I ended up probably just getting rid of it. I don't remember what happened because that's been several years ago. But I haven't had a bread machine in a very long time, so I thought, with store bread, yes, you could probably go to the, a farmer's market, or if you don't want to make your own bread, or you can go to the bakery. Bakery always has nice breads. And we've done that before. But sometimes it just, you just want to be able to make bread in your own home. So I went ahead and splurged on this one, and it's called the Elite Gourmet. We ordered it on Amazon, and it really wasn't all that expensive. And I probably had it for, I'm gonna say maybe since July of this year, and it has really performed well. It does everything in here, and sometimes what breaks down those little, I call it propeller, but I don't know what you call it really. But if you leave your butter or some other ingredients still not melted enough, then that can wear down your little propeller thing. Just as a side note. I keep looking over here. I keep looking at myself. I need to look there. Okay, so I'm just going to let that go. And I'll bring you over here. So we actually got the back porch cleaned up. And I have all my exercise equipment out there. Well, you can't see my elliptical, but it's out there, trust me. So I tend to put off what I should have done a long time ago, and so I like making videos, but let's face it, I get lazy, or I get involved with something, or I become kind of busy, and so it just doesn't get done. And that's what's happened pretty much over the summer. We didn't really go on any vacations or anything like that. So we didn't do anything like that. I just kept busy with different things. Now I usually like to keep my bag for a little bit to make sure that, you know, I did everything okay. So yeah, I did pick the basic. You can hear it over there running. I guess you can, or either that, or you might be hearing my my very noisy refrigerator. But with the Zoshirushi and so many of the other ones, now of course the newer ones that they make today are not going to bounce around so much, but the ones of old, they didn't have the little suction cups on them. This one has the suction cups on it, so it's not going to dance around all over your tabletop or wherever you happen to have it. But anyway, these mixes, how I found out about this, if you're on Facebook, you'll get things that pop up in your algorithm. And I always kind of thought, Prepared Pantry, what's that? But I was curious enough and I had to go check them out. So I have several mixes over here. And I just went ahead and bought up as many as I wanted, just to kind of steal their phrase, to be prepared. They have things like the Country Farm White bread. They have a lot more mixes too. You know, you just have to kind of do your own research on this. This is buttermilk white. They also, if you like to make your own pizza, but you don't want to have to try to find a recipe online to make your own pizza, then they do have pizza dough mixes that you can make your own pizza. And no, it's plain. It doesn't come with, you know, like, what would you call it? Trying to think. Garlic. I'm not a big fan of garlic. Oh, this is good. I got butter everywhere. So I'm not a big fan of garlic. I used to love garlic. Used to put garlic in all kinds of things. Garlic in my biscuits, everything, you know. But my tastes have changed over the years. Some things I just don't like anymore. anyway, so I'm going to pause you for a minute and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I hope you all have been doing well. And if you are, I want to say here, if you're new to my channel and you know, I know I don't really post a lot and haven't posted a lot. And usually I did crafts. And I really need to get back into doing more crafts that I can share with you. And not like they're a big secret or anything. But I have some things and plans to make. So, but anyway, if you're new to my channel, if you would like to subscribe, it's not really necessary, but if you want to, you're more than welcome to. And if you have been a subscriber to my channel and you thought, wow, what happened to Mary? Well, now you know. So you're welcome. Everybody's welcome. So I just mainly need to do more of the crafty items, show you different things. And then what I do is I do a devotional. It's very small. Nothing is required of you. If you want to listen, you stay and listen, you're more than welcome to. If it's not really your thing, then you can go ahead, and if you've made it this far in my video, thank you so much for joining me today. And thank you for checking out my video. And for the rest of you that want to stay a little bit longer and listen to the devotional, then here it is. So this is from Billy Graham, Peace for Each Day. And this is a book that I got from my mother-in-law. Now, she didn't give it to me, but it was in the books that we had gotten from her. She passed away in July. So she had a rather long illness, I guess. I'm not really sure exactly what was wrong with her, but anyway, this was mainly the book that we saved out of all the books that we got from her. And I just wanted to share something with you then. So, I believe today is September 22nd, and the title is called The Soul's Value. And it's taken from Proverbs 16:17. The highway of the upright is to depart from evil. He who keeps his way preserves his soul. The world's worth is staggering when you consider the wealth of governments, commerce, entertainment, technology, the arts, mineral deposits, and so forth. There is simply no way to calculate the treasure's sum, and yet one soul is worth more than all of this, and the devil knows it. Voltaire gained the world of literature but lost his soul. Hitler gained a world of power but lost his soul. I hope I'm saying this right. Mao Zedong once wrote, "It's not enough to have our people's allegiance. We must possess their very souls." And this is what Satan wants. He wants your soul. Of all the possessions we hold dear, we must hold our souls closest, for they are God's treasure. The only thing we can take out of our earthly experience to heaven. So our soul is the only thing we can take. So even if whatever you have, that's the only thing that you're going to be able to take to heaven with you. So it says that your soul is traveling to an eternal destination. Are you following the caution signs along the way that God has posted throughout his guidebook, the Bible? They are posted to keep you from trouble so that you can live life with joy, knowing that someday you will walk the streets of heaven. And if you heard the start of the bread machine again, what an intro there. So, in this book, if you ever want to look it up on Amazon, I guess it's still available on Amazon. I don't know if she was given this as a gift or not. But anyway, she never did write in it or anything, so it seemed pretty new. And so it has like a little place on the very bottom where you can write your thoughts or your little insights of what you gained from reading this. Okay, well, since this was an impromptu video, pretty much just to say hi, how you doing, and it's already September, and it's already almost, September's almost over. Oh my gosh, how did that happen? Well, anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you have, maybe give it a thumbs up. You know, that helps in the algorithm. And also subscribe if you would like to. Share it with your friends. And I'll see you guys later, okay? Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.